Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm an attorney with Goldman and Associates, and we're continuing our video series on informative legal topics. Please subscribe to our channel. A recent and very popular topic nowadays has to do with Britney Spears, a pop star, and the legal maneuvers being taken associated with her guardianship or conservatorship. A lot of talk about this because recently her father, who was her guardian, was going to step down from that role. And the public may be well aware, the viewing public who watches our videos, that there's apparently a huge movement to free Britney from the tyranny of what they call a guardianship. I've read some articles about this that have been brought to my attention, and I want to dispel a couple notions, and also to weigh in on this issue since several of my clients have called me about it. First of all, a lot of the articles seem to say that guardianship is a substitute for the term conservatorship. This is a profound misunderstanding of the rules, particularly as it relates to guardianship and conservatorship in my viewing audience, which is largely a Michigan audience. Guardianship has to do with the making of personal decisions that a person might have, such as decisions of a medical nature, decisions of where to go, maybe in terms of school or other things, whereas conservatorship has to do with the money. Typically, in a situation where a child star amasses a great fortune, what you see is parents or some adult taking conservatorship over this child. Sometimes it's conservatorship and guardianship to control their estate and make sure that they don't squander the money. And we also see, in a lot of cases like this, allegations that somewhere along the line there's been an abuse. I can't tell you how many cases we've had here at the office where we find out that relatives or parents or whatever are stealing money from their kids. Such is often the case with these childhood stars. We see it all the time. And then there's bitter battles, typically in the probate court, to resolve those issues, to get to the bottom of it, often with the use of forensic accountants to determine whether or not there's been some self-dealing. And in some cases some outright larceny of the money belonging to the star by family. So that's always an issue. In Britney Spears' case, she's got a $60 million fortune. Her guardianship and or conservatorship was set up years ago as a result of breakdowns that she had had. She had had mental breakdowns and other personal problems, and I believe was almost broke in 07 or 08 when this initially was set up and her father was taking the reins. Now she's got a $60 million fortune. So one can argue, just statistically speaking, he's done a pretty good job of making sure that she doesn't squander her money on alcohol or drugs or any kind of thing that sometimes you see celebrities get involved in, unfortunately. I'm not suggesting that she had those problems, but I do believe it's well documented that there was some mental health issues or potential acting out which gave rise to some mental health issues. Either way, there's apparently this whole movement, as I said before, to free Britney from the tyranny of this, and some allegations now that her father is stepping down, that maybe there's some impropriety or something. There could be a lot of reasons for a guardian or conservator to step down. It could be that the person has their own personal health issues or other issues. It could be that somebody else is perhaps more qualified to take the reins on the project, or that the job has become increasingly more difficult, so more than the person bargained for, that kind of thing. What's interesting about Britney Spears' case, though, is with all the people saying that, good luck to her and she should get her own independence. After all, she's almost, 40 years old. She's got a fortune. Why should she be under guardianship, right? So with all of that talk and all of those people saying that she needs to be freed of this, and her dad is stepping down under weird, situations, and who knows why that's happening. There's all sorts of rampant speculation. I didn't see anywhere where any of her extremely well-qualified lawyers filed a motion to terminate the guardianship. In other words, for everybody saying that she needs to be freed of this, and for her team of vested suits and leather briefcases that can come before the court and argue whatever they want to argue in her best interest, nobody's saying that she doesn't need the guardianship anymore or that she wants it terminated. It's entirely possible that she herself has the recognition. She herself has the insight to say, look, I could still use the extra help. So at that point in time, for whatever reason, you know, she feels that it should remain in place. Maybe not her father, maybe somebody else, maybe the court should appoint somebody. But let's face it, at the firm we offer expertise in the law. You know, a orthopedist may offer expertise, you know, in the surgery as it relates to the bones. A stockbroker may have expertise when it comes to finance. Britney Spears is the country's leading expert in Britney Spears. Okay, and she is not asking for the guardianship and or conservatorship to be removed. That's her way of saying, look, I still need the help, I want the help. Whether or not it should be this person, that person is a different story. So my take on it is that all the groups that want her to be freed of this are not listening to the obvious cues that are being sent by the prisoner herself. She's not asking to be freed from anything. And as far as whether or not her father is the right person for it, I mean, at least financially, it looks like he's done a pretty good job. But if he's stepping down or he wants to step down or whatever, until such time as somebody proves that he engaged in some self-dealing or some impropriety, his reputation and his management of this conservatorship remains unquestioned. So he's apparently stepping down. Somebody else will take his place. It appears that Britney Spears herself still feels that she needs it. And hopefully one day she won't feel that way. But at least at this time, I don't see anything very, you know, a big scandal here. It doesn't appear at this moment, based on the articles and evidence that have been presented, that there's some surreptitious thing going on or some scandalous kind of underhanded thing going on. I think it's just a question of the fact that in the cycle of life of this guardianship or conservatorship, you know, another person's going to take the reins on it. Britney Spears seems to be in agreement with that. So I think in that scenario, it all looks like it's very legitimate without really raising any true red flags. That is my opinion on this issue so far.